First-time owners bringing a dog into their home never think that it's going to go wrong. They always have this dream of perfect canine companions that they can share their life with. The problem is that most first-time owners make a bunch of mistakes that lead to huge behavior problems, and some of those behavior problems devolve into the dogs ending up in rescue centers or worse, on the euthanasia table. And that is exactly what we're going to help you avoid in this video by breaking down not just the mistakes that as a clinical canine behaviorist I see first-time owners making time and time again, but what you can do about it to make sure that you avoid those mistakes yourself. Now, the first massive mistake that people make when they get a dog for the first time is that although they usually realize that there's going to be some kind of training is going to be required for the dogs that they're working with, but they think, I know what I'll do. I'll book a puppy training class, and that puppy training class is once a week on a Saturday morning for 6 weeks. And that'll be it. That'll be all the training that I need. And then they're shocked when they get a dog this size, this age, that's an absolute nightmare. Now, this is my mate, Reggie. Reggie's here at my sanctuary for a 4-week intensive behavior modification and training program because he's been stuck in a rescue center for nearly 4 years with nobody wanting him because of the type of dog that he is and because of some of the behavior that he's been facing. Now, if somebody had done a better job of training him from day one, there'd have been no need for him to ever end up in a rescue center because he's actually brilliant. But even with that, he's with me for 4 weeks, all day, every day, getting training multiple times every day by myself and some of the best trainers in the world. And even with that, when he gets rehomed to his forever home, he's going to need consistent training every day for the rest of his life. Because the reality is, and this is the mistake that people make, is that training a dog is every single interaction you ever have with your dog from the second you get them right until their last second with you. Everything you're doing is training them. You're teaching them the behaviors that you do want and the behaviors that they don't want. You're letting them know, can they push the boundaries, limits and expectations, or do they have to stay in them? Do they control their impulses, or do they let their impulses control them? Every interaction you have with your dog facilitates one of those things. And if you don't know how to be a high-level canine leader to your dog will train you way more than you train your dog. So you need to make sure that you find a training system, a training plan that facilitates lifelong learning with your dog, with you at the bedrock of the relationship between you and them as their loving leader, where they know that they have to look up to you for guidance and direction in any and all situations. Build that, and then training them is easy. Without that, it's incredibly difficult. And without that, and only training for 1 hour a week for 6 weeks at the start of your dog's life with you, and you are guaranteed to be setting yourself up for a nightmare. Another huge mistake that first-time owners make is focusing on completely the wrong thing when it comes to obedience. Obedience is incredibly important, and it's something that I teach for all dog owners, and having a very obedient dog is an amazing thing and goes a long way to them becoming a perfect canine companion. But what that actually is a dog that has a few pieces of basic obedience that they can use anywhere, anytime, no matter what's going on around them. And I would rather have a dog with 3, 4, 5 pieces of basic obedience they can do anywhere than a dog that can do 100 tricks, that looks amazing on Instagram, but you can't take it for a walk through town because it's explosively reactive to every dog it sees. So don't waste your time on spin, play dead or paw until your dog can sit nicely no matter what's going on. Now, Uncle Sully loves nothing more than life than retrieving things, but if I ask him to sit and stay, it doesn't matter what is happening, he will do so until I tell him otherwise. The reality is that people see this and think he's an incredibly highly trained obedience dog. And he is, but he knows a sit, he knows a stay, he knows a heel, he knows a recall, he knows a place, and that's about it. But he can do that no matter what's going on in any situation, and that makes him a perfect canine companion that people are incredibly jealous of. And then on top of that, I can tell him when he's finished doing the thing that he's doing, Sully, and I have complete control over him. Give me that dog any day. And that is exactly what you should be focusing on with your dog as home. Aren't you a good boy? Yes, you are. Now guys, if you're maybe realizing you might have made some of these mistakes, the good thing is that it's not too late. Again, things have got as bad as they can pretty much ever get with my mate Reggie here, and look how much success we're able to have with him. It's been an amazing month with him here at my sanctuary, and in my Perfect Canine Companion course, I teach you exactly how you can replicate this kind of success yourself at home. It has helped thousands of people take their dog from nightmare status, from considering giving them up for adoption or even considering euthanasia, through to Perfect Canine Companion. It is a whole bundle of my most successful courses, including reactivity, pulling, recall, crate training, obedience, manners, leadership, my boot camp, and so much more. So if you're interested in learning more, there'll be a link in the description box below with a special discount to thank you as one of my YouTube viewers. And the best thing is that the reason I'm able to run my canine sanctuary and help dogs like Reggie here is because we use the profits generated from our online academy and our course to be able to help rescues, to be able to help dogs like Reggie completely free of charge. So not only will you be helping your dog become your Perfect Canine Companion, but you'll be supporting our work with dogs like Reggie here. Break. Or do you want to stay up here for cuddles? You staying up here for cuddles? Okay, big man. So again, link in the description box below, but let's get back to looking at some more mistakes. So the next big mistake that people make is all around socialization. Now, a lot of people understand that socialization is important when bringing a dog into your life, and it absolutely is. It's incredibly important. But it's important to do it the right way. And most people think, okay, I need to socialize my new puppy or my new rescue dog. So I'm just going to take them everywhere with me immediately and let them do whatever they want when they want. I'm going to take them around dogs and just let them run and play with dogs. I'm going to take them to town centers and let everybody come and meet them. And the problem is what that does is it makes the dog believe that everything in the world is for them. Everyone in the world is for them. Every dog in the world is for them. And not just is it for them, but it's for them to get really excited. And what happens is it creates a dog that every time they see someone or every time they see another dog, their arousal levels go up through the roof. And when you've got a dog that's got really high levels of arousal and then is got a barrier preventing them from getting to what they want to get to, which, for example, if I had Sully on a lead and he was trying to get to the dogs underneath the cameraman's feet and he was losing his mind and his arousal was really high, that is what creates 99% of reactivity cases. The dogs get over-aroused, there's frustration being piled in because of the lead, and then they start barking and lunging and losing their mind. Now, I'm doing a socialization session right now. If the cameraman shows Bruno just over here, this beautiful Staffy, he is with me as part of my sanctuary project. He's with me for 4 weeks. He's been stuck in a rescue centre for years. He's been to multiple homes, bounced in and out of those multiple homes for a variety of different behaviour problems. And we're helping him become a Perfect Canine Companion that will allow him to be able to not just get rehomed again, but stay rehomed. And that was a beautiful example. What we're doing right now is he's with my two personal dogs. I've got Uncle Sully, my role model dog for many, many years. He's getting on a bit. And my young aspiring role model dog, young Reginald. Now, Reginald is meeting him more at his playful energy, but he's teaching him that that high spike of arousal is too much. And he's bringing that down. And they're teaching them good manners. So although, yes, we are just out around, I'm observing everything. If arousal got too high, I would be interjecting. And I'm exposing him to different environmental stimuli and triggers whilst maintaining an acceptable arousal level, an acceptable energy level, and acceptable behaviors. And my two dogs are just amazing and helping me speed up that process a little bit, especially when it comes to other dogs. So if you're getting a new dog or you've got a new dog, don't just give them free access to do whatever they want, whenever they want. Expose them to things gradually, a little bit at a time, and do everything that you can to keep the energy down, keep the arousal down. And if the cameraman shows Bruno right now, he's in a playful mood. He's being fairly well-mannered with Uncle Sully. Uncle Sully's just paid him no mind, so he hasn't spun him up. Then Bruno's gone to try and re-engage Reginald over there, who was squeezing the number 2 out, bless him. But you'll see how the energy will be a little bit different. But if Bruno pushes Reggie too much, Reggie will interrupt him and say, hey, no, that's too much. I'm willing to play, but not like this. This isn't acceptable in this environment and in this pack. And that's exactly what we're trying to facilitate. Yes, I'm going to put you in scenarios and situations where you might get a bit excitable. You might even get a little bit nervous, but it doesn't matter, because what I need you to do is stay on the level that I need you to, and I'm going to help you and guide you through that process. That's what socialization actually is. So another really common mistake that first-time owners make is that they don't focus on their dog's manners. Now, most first-time owners think about, okay, I need to train my dog, so I want to train it to sit, I want to train it to do these tricks. I'm going to take it to a puppy training class on a Saturday morning for 1 hour for the first 6 weeks, and then that's my training done. And the reality is that when you meet amazing dogs, when people think about dogs or you see dogs and you're like, oh, I would give anything to have that dog, it's rarely because they can do fancy, flashy tricks in an Instagram reel. It's rarely because they can have their commands in different languages, but it's usually because they're just a really nice, well-mannered dog to be around. And that's a huge focus that we're putting on our sessions with Bruno. He's over halfway through his 4-week program with me right now. We've made huge progress. And what we're doing in today's session is working on his place training, his impulse control, so that he can have better manners in the home. Because the problem is he's been going into homes, being given way too much freedom, has no manners, so he then takes that freedom, starts being silly, destroys items in the house, constantly is being obnoxious with new owners, trying to get them to play, chewing on their clothes, overly mouthing them, and they just can't live with a dog like that. Whereas what you want to live with in your home is a dog that is calm, relaxed, chilled out. And one of the best ways that you can do that is by having a place command. Now, crate training is amazing for giving a dog their own space. It allows you to reset, and it is a mandatory part of my system. But after we've done the crate training, we move quite quickly into place training. And as you can see right now, Bruno is settled, calm, and relaxed. And we're building up the amount of duration that I ask him to stay there. We're building up the amount of distance that I can be from him. And we're building up the distraction level of what's going on around. And by the time he's finished his time with me, he can be in any home that he gets rehomed to. And if there's guests coming round, if there's stuff going on, if things are really busy, they've got the crate if they need it. But if they want him to be out and around the family, you can just place and keep him on his place, where he's chilling, relaxing, a part of the action, a part of the family, but he's being well-mannered. And the same thing applies when you take your dog out. You don't want to be the dog that's jumping up everybody that they meet, that's barging through doorways. All of those things are just bad manners with dogs. So yes, obedience is important. Yes, socialization is important. But the third thing in my training system is manners. And I would rather, between me and you, have a dog that's really well-mannered than a dog that has a bunch of obedience. Give me a well-mannered dog over a dog with 50 tricks in 3 different languages any day, because that's a dog that's just nice to be around and nice to take places. And that, again, is exactly what I'm turning my mate Bruno into in his time with me here at my sanctuary. So don't forget about manners. So I want to summarize a bunch of mistakes and boil it down into just a couple of things that if you focus on, you will have a dog that is better than the vast majority of dogs around the world. And if you want to have a really good dog inside your house, make sure you're crate training them. Crate training will make toilet training really easy. Crate training will prevent separation anxiety. Crate training will prevent your dog from destroying your home. If you do that, you protect yourself from the main reasons that people come to hate their dog inside the house, that then leads to them ending up in rescue centres like my mate Big Reggie, who's with me here at my sanctuary trying to become a perfect canine companion so we can find him his forever home. One of the things that we were focusing on from day one was getting him crate trained so that when he goes to his forever home, we don't have to deal with separation anxiety, toilet issues, destroying the home, which would be things that would get him sent back to the rescue centre. Then we move to things that you can do outside of the home, and just how crate training is the easy solution to problems in the home, Loose lead walking is an easy solution to problems out of the home. A dog that knows how to walk nicely on a loose lead isn't pulling you down the road, making your walks a miserable experience. If you have a dog that is walking beautifully on a loose lead and you know how to use that lead appropriately, you will be able to make sure that they don't suffer from things like reactivity. It will prevent any massive spikes of arousal, and it will allow you to be able to take your dog with you to places and enjoy the process. Again, if you don't focus on loose lead walking with your dog, which is a mistake so many people make, you are setting yourself up for your walks to be miserable. When your walks are miserable, you won't do it as much, which means your dog won't get as much exercise, which means they'll be worse behaved in every aspect around that. Also, on top of that, if you let your dog develop the habit of pulling, they are far more likely to develop any kind of reactivity-based issues. Again, problems that see dogs like this get returned to rescues time and time again. So another one of our massive focuses with my mate Big Reg here in his 4 weeks with me at my sanctuary was getting him walking beautifully on a loose lead, which he now does. Paired with crate training means that transitioning him into his new home will be easy. Then we can put on some of the fancy advanced stuff on top of that, and he truly is a perfect canine companion and will make an amazing dog for somebody. Now, if you're bringing a puppy into your home and you want to set them up for success and get all of these things right, avoid all of these mistakes, check out my Perfect Puppy course. It's exactly what it's designed to do and has helped thousands of people be able to achieve. And if you're getting a rescue dog, or maybe you have a dog that you're not happy with, check out my Perfect Canine Companion course. It's everything that you need to take any dog from wherever they are through to perfect canine companion. There's a special discount for both of those courses linked in the description box below to thank you for supporting this channel. And remember, the way that we fund my sanctuary, which allows us to work with dogs like Big Reg here completely free of charge and help him find his forever home, is that we take the profits from those courses and pump them directly into our sanctuary. So not only will you have your perfect canine companion, but you'll be supporting our work here of making dogs like Reggie somebody else's perfect canine companion as well. So get out there, avoid those mistakes, earn your perfect canine companion like my mate Reggie here, and we'll see you in the next video.